My name is Sandy Treadway, and I'm a relatively new volunteer here. And what drew me to it is I absolutely love history, and I really love this town. That was the whole reason I chose to move here. I came here when I was a freshman at East Carolina. I saw the town for the first time, and I just fell in love with it, and I decided to get back here as fast as I could. I finished my teaching career here at the local high school, and so I looked for opportunities to still interact with kids and with people.
My name is Warren Vaughn. I retired from the real world about 14 years ago. We were living in central Ohio, and we are originally from Virginia. We decided to move to Williamsburg, and I did tours down there for off and on for about 10 years in Williamsburg. And then about 4.5 years ago, we decided to come down this way, to move down this way. And I actually didn't know a whole lot about Beaufort here until we got here, but needless to say, after I learned a little bit about this little town, I sort of felt like I had fallen into a butter tub, because here we are again in a very historic place. And so shortly after we got here, I got involved as a volunteer over here.
I love the Josiah Bell House. I do love that. That's the Victorian side, and that's probably the richest person's house here. So maybe, that's it. The Leffers Cottage was the school teacher's house. That's where I would have lived if I didn't just have to rent a room from some family. So I think maybe I aspire to be in the Bell House. Maybe that's part of the reason I love it so much. I like the jail the best with students because they absolutely thrive in the jail. They love it. They ask lots of questions, and it's so much fun. I prefer them to ask me questions rather than just boring them and talking to them.
This town was established in 1709. It was surveyed in 1713, but a very important date is 1960. And the reason that's important is because 5 people were very insightful at that time because they realized that even in those days things were changing around here. And although we're the 3rd oldest town in North Carolina, the history even in 1960 seemed to be getting away. So they formed the Beaufort Historic Association, and we owe them a big debt of gratitude for doing that, because we could still be here talking about Beaufort, but we couldn't talk about all the historic buildings that have been preserved. We couldn't be talking about our bus tour, the 12-block historic area here that's on the National Register of Historic Places. So they are very important in the history of Beaufort, as are the many volunteers that we've had here through the years. I love history, and it's kind of nice to meet people down here who feel the same way, or maybe some who are not as much in love with history as I am, but who obviously, as you take them around, are very much impressed with what we have to tell about this town.
I still love to teach. That's really in my blood. So to be able to teach adults, to teach children, all about, and maybe instill a little love of history in them, that's what's really important to me.